Per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. It is altcoin day, so let's talk about altcoins. Almost 2 months ago to the day, I put out a video talking about a hostile regulatory environment that has changed completely, seemingly overnight. You can thank Orange Cheeto Dust presidential candidate man for embracing crypto. You can thank Biden completely breaking down. We're going to get super political. You can thank all those players for forcing the issue in our benefit. Anybody who disagrees with this hasn't been paying attention. Anybody who thinks the ETFs for ETH were going to get approved has not been paying attention. This was April 11th, 2023. Choke point 2.0. They were debanking us. They were taking us out of reality. It's bad enough how we are treated in the crypto industry relative to the rest of the world. It was only getting worse. Because it was getting worse, the prospects for developing in the United States anything relative to crypto, exchanges relative to crypto, DeFi relative to crypto, all of that was seemingly dead, just completely dead. It was a slow, tight grip, but it was seemingly dead. Come this week, Monday, we have a surprising bit of good news where we have Dems voting on the side of common sense regulation. Potentially we will see banks custodying crypto down the road here. That was previously off the table based on how the regulations were worded by the SEC. And so that opens up a new path to prosperity and riches that we did not foresee previously until Monday. So that headwind, that probability, that downward swirling death spiral is gone for now. It looks like the worst is behind us, okay? That headwind is abated, and it's only going to get better, at least until the election, assuming this is just pandering. From the Dems, it's working, okay? It's working in our favor. Biden administration easing up on crypto. The Elizabeth Warren anti-crypto caucus seems to be weakening considerably. So the most important thing this week, not the prices of everything. This is far more important than the prices. The prices will follow. I have no concerns about the prices. This regulatory overhang, this regulatory uncertainty was really crushing the prospects of alts from every angle imaginable. Now, that's not to say there aren't a lot of shenanigans that are going to get reeled in still, because I'm sure the SEC is looking at a lot of stuff right now. Gensler, by the way, doesn't like what he's seeing. But, oh well, tough cookies, buddy. There's finally opposition, real opposition to all the crypto hate in the U.S. government. So you'll love to see it. And this also came out today. White House opposes this bill that would benefit us, essentially. And they said they are eager to work with Congress. FIT 21 will not be vetoed. TLDR, regulatory overhang, oversight, uncertainty, gone. Snap your fingers. It's over. We win, at least for now, in the moment, right? It's not over, but good news. So all that is very good news for alts. Bitcoin did well off of that. ETH has done amazingly, obviously, off of that. If Bitcoin is bullish, if Bitcoin is moving up chop, ranging higher, alts will benefit. The question is not will alts benefit. The question is whether or not will alts outperform BTC, that you can see on the BTC pair. So in the moment, because the liquidity situation is a headwind, not a tailwind, BTC should outperform. Your favorite altcoin does not have an ETF. Even when the ETFs come, your favorite altcoin will likely have minimal inflows relative to BTC. BTC now has 13 billion inflows in the ETFs this year. So it's just going to be tough based on math for certain things to outperform broadly. Pepe does amazing. Bonk, Near, I'll take a look at those. I love trading those. Those are great trading vehicles. I don't think they're buy and hold vehicles, at least not for me. Dominance is something else people keep asking about. I really don't know why. It's still bullish. End of story, right? This is the weekly. We're above the weekly cloud. Historically, post-halving, dominance wanes as liquidity rises and animal spirits take over in the altcoin land. We're not quite there yet. So dominance shouldn't fall. Dominance should be bullish. Even if dominance goes sub 50%, trend is still bullish. You can also just track the channel. This is a beautiful channel. This is log scale, but you can use whatever, linear scale, whatever you want. It's been pretty clear over the past year plus, money is moving into Bitcoin. Now I understand your favorite alt may look like this. If it does not look like this on the cloud, to me, it doesn't make sense wasting oxygen and brain cells paying attention to, okay? This is a bullish TK cross with price above cloud. This is basically ETH and Solana. That's what Total 2 mostly is. Yes, all the beta stuff can do well. All the non-layer ones can do well. All the page 25 CoinGecko alts can do well. But it's going to be harder for them to do well when there just isn't enough liquidity sloshing around in altcoin land. So this is a very bullish chart for Total 2, even Total 3, which is mostly Solana. Very bullish on trend. But that's Solana. That's not whatever alt most people generally somehow gravitate toward. It's like they're allergic to making money and they're allergic to trading strength. I don't get it. You know, I don't know. Just a different trading personality, I guess. But this is very bullish. No doubt about it. That is a bull to neutral to bear reversal, much like it was January, February. Very bullish. Others slightly less bullish, but still looks great. And these are broad indices. These are not every coin, okay? So if your coins don't look like this, then yeah, I wouldn't expect much. Find the coins that are winning, focus on those. This is Total 2 BTC, stripping out Tether and USDC. This is still bearish, has been bearish since 2022. I don't care what you trade, I'm just telling you what I see on trend. On trend, this is not bullish. Most of my money is not sitting in alts for that very reason. And we can also look at liquidity. Once again, US liquidity kind of ranging here. We're issuing, I think, what is it, $250 billion in debt this week? 250 billion? Just wild. Global liquidity also still kind of flat. So it's still more of a PvP environment than a PvE environment. Retail, not quite broadly here yet. It may feel like that for some coins, but broadly, I don't think we're there yet. Before we talk about individual charts, let me mention today's video sponsor, Kraken Pro. Kraken Pro is a complete overhaul of the Kraken trading experience with a one-stop shop for advanced and professional traders. Kraken Pro enables efficient trading execution across multiple markets with a UI that allows for unique optimization tailored to your trading style. You can check out Kraken Pro with a link in the description of this video. Non-investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Ventures Inc., PVI, DBA, Kraken. If we look at some of the leaders today, these are the AI coins. I'll look at these individually as well. But that's also been a strong theme and narrative. Not RWA, not NFTs, not DeFi. These charts have been very good. Meme coins also doing very well. Everything else kind of just wobbling about. But these charts collectively have pulled up quite a bit today relative to BTC. Not sure what LPT is. That live peer? I don't even know. Monero up a little bit. EWT. Most coins though on the day not outperforming BTC, and that's generally what you're going to find. It's going to be harder for alts to outperform. The ETH BTC strength, we'll take a look at that. That's largely behind us, I believe, in the interim. Before we talk about ETH, let me talk about GME, because unlike 2020 and 2021, GME was unable to hold on to those highs. Why? Well, we didn't have stimmies and PPP loans being helicoptered to people. And this is just another way for me to look at liquidity and say, okay, yeah, like, look, maybe retail isn't here as much as we think. Maybe there isn't as much liquidity as we think. So you'll have these short bursts of strength, but they tend to be sold off pretty quickly. Very hard to hold on to that, especially when GME themselves are issuing shares. Similar to GME, we had the falling wedge on ETH. It's back above the daily cloud, bullish TK across, bullish cloud. Everything looks great on trend. I don't personally want to chase this up here. I expect this to chop around a decent bit. At some point, probably return closer to the Tenkan and Kijun, the blue and red lines, just as it did in Q4 last year. You've got ETH probably selling as soon as that conversion goes live. We don't know the dates on the launch of the ETFs yet. There's still a bunch of paperwork they need to do. There were zero comms leading up to this week in regards to what the SEC wanted on those applications. That's why the odds for the ETF were basically zero. That changed Monday, where they said, oh, hey, I need you to take out staking. I need the exchanges to do this. That's a different story. So that's why everything got super bullish. But this is undeniably bullish. I like DCA. I like buying lows. I like buying everything, right? It all looks fine on trend. ETH BTC, on the other hand, remains below the 2-day cloud. And that's kind of it. That's the story. Until it gets back above the 2-day cloud, it's going to be tough to just assume outperformance relative to BTC. Unlike ETH, the next step for BTC is even more inflows through wirehouses. That's going to take even longer for ETH after the ETFs get approved. So in the midterm, I wouldn't expect ETH BTC to magically outperform either, just based on that. You've got people saying, oh, ETH, what's next, right? What's next? People were saying this with BTC. What's next? What's next when the ETFs launched? Well, you can buy the beta on ETH. Here's Lido. Look at any of the beta. ARB, I don't know. I don't care. If it looks like this, it's not for me. It's not above the daily cloud. It's been chopping around. End of story. Look, there's nothing else to say. It's just not for me. Sol, on the other hand, that could be next. I don't think that's going to be the next ETF application, but I'd imagine Grayscale is going to try to convert every single one of their trusts eventually. Who knows what the flows for any of these would be. I think the dream for everybody is just to get a broad index, maybe like the Bitwise 10, in some sort of ETF wrapper and just be done with it. But we're not there yet. But I think Sol is definitely on the higher end of the list of things to potentially get approved, especially if the regulatory hostility has died down from US regulators. AVAX, just as a layer 1, it looks okay, right? It's not as exciting as Sol or ETH. This is just an example of what many charts look like, including Link. They all kind of look the same. They've all kind of chopped around in a triple bottom, which is super encouraging. Probably see some continuation in regards to the chart pattern, but it really depends on whether or not this can hold above the cloud. The charts I still like. BNB looks great to me still. Ascending triangle potentially. Near continues to look very good to me. It's just sort of held at the neckline, above the neckline. Pepe, this trade's kind of done, which is great. Played out plus 200% from the bottom. Since the breakout, it's up a boatload. Very nice meme trade when everything else is kind of chopping around. A little bit of a bonk rotation going on. This is active. This trade looks real, just like Near. I assume there's going to be some rotation from Pepe to bonk. I also assume there's going to be some rotation from Pepe to Pepe to Doge. That's just the state of the market that we're in. Doge 8-hour cloud looks great. The head and shoulders, the inverted head and shoulders looks real. Previously, there was a head and shoulders risk that looks to be negated at this point. So this is another chart I like for a bullish reversal, basically back to the local high there at 21 cents. On the AI coins, trend-wise, this is what you want to see. Again, if your coin doesn't look like this, what are you doing? You're buying knives, you're buying lows, you're hoping it turns around, you're hoping you believe in the community or the devs or there's some sort of miracle story, or I don't know. This also has a inverted head and shoulders-ish, similar to NVIDIA. NVIDIA earnings today as I'm recording this video, so I'm not sure what happened there, but trend on this looks great. Trend on FET also turning up slowly but surely. Trend on Ocean turning up slowly but surely. And trend on AGX turning up slowly but surely. So these charts look much better than most everything. If you're not a meme coin, if you're not already broken out to higher highs, I just don't know why people are wasting their time. There are still charts that look like this, right? You kind of got two things going on right now broadly. You've got charts that look like AVAX, which sure, like they could keep breaking out. This could keep being bullish. This could be a massive head and shoulders eventually. I don't know, right? But it could do well. I just think I don't have a great read on where that will go relative to the other stuff in the near term. Then you've got a lot of stuff that looks like this on the weekly from last cycle. Coins that are still down like 80, 90% from all-time highs. They are trying to turn around. They are trying to reverse. These will take, please listen, these will take 3 to 6 months. I'm not telling you what to trade. I'm just telling you, if you are trading these like me, I don't even think about my Filecoin bag or my Flow bag. I just don't care, my Algo bag. I have two assumptions. One, these will break out. Two, it will take them 3 to 6 months. The 2B assumption would be they'll break out when liquidity comes back. So there's an opportunity cost holding this stuff. The charts still look great, but these are going to take a lot of time to turn around if they turn around, right? Are all of these going to survive? Maybe. It's possible. But I'd much rather focus on strength and leadership right now than focus on this stuff. You can always dollar cost average into this stuff from taking profits on meme coins, right? On Pepe, on Doge, on Bonk, or on AI coins. Focusing on these now is silly. I think it's important to know that they're there and they exist. Know that they may not all break up. And there's a lot of charts that look like this, not just these 6. These are probably my favorite 6, but they look okay. It's just going to take some time. A similar example to those are the ARK ETF, which is also a pile of junk, but it doesn't matter. And it didn't matter in 2020. What mattered in 2020 was helicopter money, right? Like ARK was the GME and AMC of the ETF world. So I think these have a chance closer to Q4. If these are breaking up, that probably means ARK is breaking up, etc. For some of these charts, these chart patterns, I posted them on TradingView. I'm usually just lazy or forget, but I try to put these up on TradingView just as a living record of sort of what I'm focused on, what I'm trading. You can follow me on TradingView. You can comment on these, whatever. But if you're curious and want to track them further, that's where they are. So the best news is the U.S. regulatory hostility appears to be over. And that's great for anybody who wants to be in the United States. That's all I have for this one. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.